In early 2020, the world did not stop all at once. It slowed, first quietly. A headline from a city far away. A report about a virus few people could pronounce. Footage of empty streets in a place most had never visited. At first, it felt distant, temporary, contained. Then something changed. And within weeks, governments around the world made a decision no one living had ever seen before. They chose to close everything. Before the silence, in January 2020, life was ordinary. Airports were crowded. Offices were full. Children went to school without hesitation. The idea that entire countries could shut down felt unrealistic, extreme. Modern societies were too connected, too dependent on movement to simply pause. And yet, beneath the normal routine, uncertainty was growing. Hospitals and parts of Asia were filling. Scientists were studying something they did not fully understand. Leaders were being briefed behind closed doors. The problem wasn't just the virus, it was the unknown. The fear of not knowing early data was incomplete. How contagious was it? How deadly? How quickly would it spread? Every answer seemed to change weekly. Some experts urged caution but calm, others warned of exponential growth. Politicians faced an impossible balance. Act too early, risk panic and economic collapse. Act too late, risk overwhelming healthcare systems. No model was perfect. No scenario guaranteed safety. The first lockdowns. When cities in China restricted movement, many countries watched. Some criticized the approach. Others quietly prepared contingency plans. Then Italy changed everything. Hospitals overwhelmed, military trucks transporting coffins. Images that felt almost unreal. The virus was no longer distant. It was in Europe. It was spreading. And suddenly, the question was no longer if. It was when. The decision. The decision did not come from one country. It came from many, almost simultaneously. Stay home, close schools, shut businesses, cancel flights. Entire economies paused. In some places, the announcement came with urgency. In others, with hesitation. But the result was the same. The world grew quiet. The sound of nothing airports emptied. Highways cleared. City centers that had never slept fell silent. For the first time in generations, billions of people experienced the same restriction at the same time. It was surreal. Families gathered in living rooms instead of workplaces. Friends met through screens. Birthdays passed without hugs. The absence of noise became the defining sound of the year. Individual stories. For some, lockdown meant safety, working from home, rediscovering routines, time with family. For others, it meant fear, lost income, closed businesses, uncertainty about rent, about food, about the future. Healthcare workers faced exhaustion. Parents struggled with remote learning. Elderly people endured isolation. The decision affected everyone, but not equally. The weight of responsibility. Leaders defended their choices as necessary, flatten the curve, buy time, prevent collapse. But the longer restrictions lasted, the more complicated the picture became. Mental health declined. Economies contracted. Small businesses disappeared. Protests emerged. Not everyone agreed the cost was worth it. And yet, reversing the decision felt just as dangerous. A world rewired months passed. Some restrictions eased, others returned. Masks became common. Travel changed, work changed. The digital world accelerated. Meetings moved online. Education shifted platforms. Telemedicine expanded. A transformation that might have taken a decade happened in a year. Not because technology advanced, but because circumstances forced adaptation. The psychological shift. Perhaps the deepest change was invisible. Trust in institutions shifted. Trust in information fractured. Some believed governments acted too slowly. Others believed they acted too harshly. The shared experience did not create unity. It revealed differences, different tolerances for risk, different definitions of freedom, different priorities. Was there another way? In hindsight, every decision can be questioned. Could borders have closed earlier? Could restrictions have been shorter? Were there better alternatives? The truth is uncomfortable. At the time, no leader had complete information. Every decision carried risk. Action had consequences. Inaction had consequences. And the pressure to choose was relentless. The lasting impact. Even after vaccines, even after reopening, something remained changed. Remote work did not disappear. Online commerce expanded permanently. Healthcare systems reassessed preparedness. Children who grew up during lockdown will remember it differently than adults. An entire generation experienced the same global pause. That alone makes it historic. The real question. The decision to lock down the planet was not just about disease. It was about how modern societies respond to crisis, how much freedom is temporarily surrendered for collective safety, how quickly can governments act, how much uncertainty can people tolerate. These questions did not end with the reopening of borders. They remain, closing. In early 2020, the world did not end, but it did stop. For weeks, then months, humanity slowed itself intentionally, not because it wanted to, but because leaders believed it had to. Whether history judges that decision as right or flawed, one thing is certain. It changed daily life in a way few events ever have. And long after the silence faded, the echo of that decision still shapes how we live.